What's up, nerds? Welcome to the first episode of Unsolicited Advice with Dave, the series nobody asked for. Today, I figured I'd share with you guys what I carried in my back for the last 10 days. Just got home from an elk hunt here in Montana. Went in for 2 separate 5-day trips, 4 nights in the woods each, and figured I'd share my gear with you. A little about myself. I'm an adventure and lifestyle photographer and semi-retired river guide. I spend a lot of time in the woods every year, living out of a backpack, living out of a kayak, living off a raft. So, spend a lot of time in the woods. Sometimes I feel like I just carry a heavy pack for a living. So, here's what I carried for the last 10 days on an early season archery hunt. First off, I'm using the Stone Glacier Sky 5900 backpack. I've been running it without a top for these early season hunts just because it's still pretty warm, pretty hot out. First thing, what's on the outside of the pack? Over here, I have the Phelps Unrivaled metal bugle tube. This thing's pretty sweet. I don't do a ton of calling. I like to get up high, maybe do a locator bugle, and then try and move in close. If I can get in close, then maybe I'll try and start a fight, but usually that hasn't worked out too well for me, and I end up just kind of scaring the elk off. Turns out, not really a good bow hunter. Those deer on the wall behind me, those weren't killed with a bow. Those were killed with a rifle. So, next up, this front pocket here. I have my food. This is pretty empty right now. You can see it's just got my toothbrush, toothpaste, clean teeth, clean kills. Just a bunch of Mountain House trash. More trash. Some tuna. Empty beef jerky, bar wrappers. A fork. I forgot my long-handled spork. I actually think I threw it out, but I had this fork kicking around in my truck, so that's what I carried with me. And I like to keep it all in a dry bag. This is a Sea to Summit dry bag, just for when I'm hanging bear bags and all that. It just makes life a lot easier. And then I have another little bag of food. I do stuff this all in that bear bag at night, but this usually just keeps my bars and my go-to snacks during the day. What do I got in here right now? Oh yeah, Vogue tabs. I can't really drink that instant coffee anymore. I've tried a bunch of brands. Can't really do it. So Vogue tabs in the morning. These things are pretty sweet. Some nuts and some leftover bars and liquid IV. What else we got in this pocket? So I also have my Anchor phone charger, charging cord. Put some bright orange stickers on there just so I don't lose it, leaving it in the dirt somewhere. P-cord. Use this for whatever. Definitely to hang a bear bag at night. Usually I like to carry at least twice this amount, but first trip into the woods, this go around, I think I left it somewhere one morning, and maybe I'll go back and get it next week. And then the Scary pen. I'm a big fan of a Steri pen for sanitizing my water, making sure I don't get Giardia. But yeah, Steri pen, Scary pen, scares all the germs away. All right. And then on the other side, outside of the pack here, I have my tent poles, and in this little cash pocket here, oh, I got a bike lock because I rode a bike in for the first couple miles. Stuff that there. And then some assorted trash I found in the woods. Trying to take care of those places. Clean that shit up. Tent poles. So, inside here, we have dirty socks. The one luxury item I do like to carry is an extra pair of socks. I've done 6 days in the woods on one pair of socks. It's pretty bad. So I do like to carry some extra socks, and these are the dirty ones. Oh, you gotta have your ESK, emergency shit kit. This one's about run out, but just some TP, wipes, hand sanitizer. I guess it's not really an emergency shit kit. It's more of just a everyday shit kit. Don't surf a shit. Make sure you flip a rock, dig a hole, do something. All right, for layers on this hunt, first couple days in, I just brought a light insulated vest. Second trip, it was gonna be colder. We're gonna get some more weather. So I brought the First Light Uncompadre jacket. I like that it's synthetic, so if it does get a little bit wet, it'll still keep you warm, still keep you dry. Big fan of this jacket. Next layer I brought in was the First Light corrugate guide jacket. I like this jacket more than I like carrying like a fleece or something. This sheds water a little bit better. It's more windproof. Might not be more breathable, but if I'm cold, I want something that's going to keep the wind off me, so I really like this jacket. All right, then we're getting into just kind of my little essentials bag here. In here, I have an extra headlamp, just a black diamond regular headlamp, some extra Ziploc bags, Benchmade knife. I like a bigger fixed blade knife for if I do get something down and I need to pop joints, you know, cutting legs off, popping ball joints, popping the skull off of something, you know, a bigger fixed blade works really well for that kind of stuff. Allen wrench for my bow, extra release for my bow. Don't want to go into the woods with just one of these. Tourniquet, in case of emergency. I'm walking around with a bunch of sharp pointy sticks. God forbid something happens. Tourniquet. Some extra athletic tape for first aid, blisters, whatever. Comes in super handy. More Ziploc bags. Some extra batteries. I have my tags, Ziplocs, Havalon kind of scalpel knife. I really like this for most of the gutting work, and then when I need those bigger jobs, something I really got to pry with, that's when I go with the fixed blade. So there's that. Some extra batteries for the scary pen, extra lighter. All right. Found this Nalgene out there. I'm pretty sure that was chewed on by a grizzly. I'm not sure what else would leave those teeth marks, but that thing's pretty freaking chewed up, as you can see. So, yeah. First Light Wick tee. Wore this when I was hiking in the day before the season, or, you know, it was nice, kind of extra pillow, or if it got really cold, just an extra base layer. Another video, I'll go over kind of my kit and what I like to wear early season. I carry a couple of these platypus water bladders. These each carry a little over 2 liters. These were full when I went into the woods, and then water was kind of scarce, so when I'd come across it, I'd fill these up. I also had a Nalgene in here. Must have pulled it out on the drive home. But basically use the scary pen in the Nalgene, fill these up, carry them around, so when I'm up high, if I can spend a day or two up there without having to come down and get water. Basic first aid kit, just a good idea to have. Getting in my sleep kit now. So I have this kind of Tyvek Seek Outside ground cloth, and I really like this because a lot of times, if I can help it, I don't like to set up a tent, and so I like this, setting this down. Later season, if there's snow, it's just a little added insulation, kind of a dry spot. Early season, a lot of times I'm laying down on sharp sticks and twigs, and those sleeping pads are expensive, so keep that a little bit of extra life out of my sleeping pad. Also, your sleeping pad doesn't slide around on this thing. This thing's super light. It's like $10. Go get one. I'd recommend it. Then I have a Aircore Ultra Big Agnes sleeping pad. This thing's super light. I think this is like an R4. Really, I'm a big fan of a well-insulated sleeping pad. Slept a lot of nights on the ground with a shitty sleeping pad. That's a good way to get cold. Okay, so if you can have some good insulation between you and the ground, especially as the season goes on, this is the way to go. Good insulated sleeping pad. And then sleeping bag. This is just a REI Magma. I think it's a 20-degree bag. Pretty light. It is down. I actually run this for most of the season. As it gets colder later in the season, I just start sleeping with more layers on, more of my puffy layers. Also, if your feet are wet, I just stuff them or your socks are wet, stuff them in the bottom of your sleeping bag. Kind of wet pants, stuff them in the bottom of the bag. Seems to dry them out for the morning. Then, Have my tent. Have the Nemo. I don't know what this is. It's Nemo Hornet 2-person tent. This says 2-person tent. I don't know how you'd fit 2 people in here. I can't imagine what using the 1 person would be like. But I like, for the couple extra ounces, I like a little bit of extra room to move around, have my stuff laid out to kind of dry out, whatnot. The other thing was I didn't bring rain gear on this hunt. There was one day it rained, one day it snowed a little bit, but when it started to rain, it was in the afternoon. There wasn't anything moving around anyways. I just sent my tent up, took a nap, waited out the rain, cleared up for the evening. So early season hunts, usually not packing rain gear, just packing a tarp or a tent to kind of hide out in if it gets bad. All right. Then we got some caribou game bags. These are reusable bags. It's kind of nice to not have to go out and buy new game bags every time you use them, every time you pack an animal out. Big fan of these. Have an extra contractor bag in here just for whatever. It's nice to have an extra garbage bag. And then you're probably wondering, Dave, what happened to your, where's the stove? Or do you not bring a stove? Well, I do bring a stove. But this last trip, my last trip in, I left the stove in the truck. And turns out you can rehydrate those freeze-dried meals with cold water. Just takes an hour, probably more. Ate some Crunchy Mountain Houses those last couple days. But I'll do more videos on my cook kit, more in depth on my sleep kit, more in depth on what I do for water and kind of different options depending on the trips and the scenario. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you next time with more unsolicited advice. All right. Later, nerds.